Yeah.
Here you go, mate. Fatty, who do you think you are, Han from Tokyo Drift?
No, I'm Fads from Shifting to Gear Polar.
Anyway, we've got the all-new 86. BRZ.
Hey, can you get away from my ride, please?
We've got the all-new BRZ here, guys. We've got it in a Coupe S automatic, 23 model, and let's do it.
Let's go.
Alright, let's have a look at the all-new BRZ, guys. Now, this is the new shape as of 2 years ago. It's lower, it's wider, it's more powerful, but does that translate well into the market today? So we're going to look at that, and we're going to go through the outside and some of the differences between the 86 and the BRZ. They are the same car, aren't they, Fatty?
What do you mean difference? What's the difference?
There is a bit
interior.
of difference, actually. Yeah, look, interior might be a little bit different here and there, but the bumpers are different. Some of the wheels are different. It just depends. And the colours are different. You can't get the 86 in the WR Blue.
Plus, everyone knows Subaru is supposed to be all-wheel drive, and
this is the only Subaru that's rear-wheel drive. That's a good point. But yeah, what do you think of the front end? I like the lights. They're very nice.
I'm just going to come from this angle just to show people. It is actually lower, like you mentioned on the previous model.
Lower, wider, and there's actually working air vents here. It's great.
Wow,
very aggressive.
Functional.
Yeah, very aggressive here.
Let me get a bit closer.
And I like how, if you actually look here, Fads, you've got these little fins, or little teeth, should I say, on both sides. And over here, these protrude out forward, and they go back in. You see the difference?
That is actually pretty cool. I love how it just ovals out.
I have seen the BRZ and 86 bumpers side by side. I do prefer the bumper on this much more.
It's clean.
It's a lot cleaner. The headlights are nice LED. They're steering responsive as well. They move with the steering. And you've got the body lines as well. If you actually look at the hood, it's got these little body lines that actually come through all the way through. Oh, it's a bit dusty, isn't it?
That looks amazing. The contours on that line.
Yeah, looks great. Moving to the side, got some pretty basic looking 18-inch wheels, I'm not gonna lie. They're
I love my
215s.
spokes.
You know, got like a shadow kind of look to it. I wouldn't say shadow chrome, but it's got a bit of a shadow look to it. I think they could have gone a bit more aggressive. It does look very basic. You've got standard disc brakes, no Brembos on this. Unfortunately, you can't get them upgraded either. But it's cool enough. You've got the working air vents that come through.
But the previous model, the older shape, did have Brembos.
Yes, they did. Only towards the end of the cycle of the vehicle. They didn't have them from when they first released them. So chances are later on in this Subaru's lifestyle, or 86's life, they'll end up putting Brembos in it.
Turbo. Can we get a turbo?
Oh, man.
Put a turbo if we're going to do that.
Now, you've got the air vents that actually work, come through here, and even the side garnish, fully working air vents, come across here.
Oh, you can see through it.
And how nice are these side skirts? If you actually look at the design, you can see how it's kind of like tilted in and it comes back out. That's all for airflow. So that actually the air comes from under the car and it goes back out here, all to increase downforce. And you see what I mean about the wheels are not too aggressive. Like they're very, I feel like even for a stock body, you can go a lot wider.
You want the tires and rims that actually stick out.
Yes. Coming on here, you got a little fin here that even makes it look a bit wider as well. I actually like this little thing here. Little piece makes a bit of a difference. But this is probably where the BRZ has probably the most, this is probably its most flattering angle, the rear end. It looks very wide, it looks low. The rear lights kind of give you this extended bit here that obviously is not part of the light, but it makes it look like it goes across the whole back. With the BRZs, they do have this little fin, not much of a fin, but you know what? I don't feel like you need a huge spoiler.
No.
The car kind of, I think the body lines work well together anyway. Got the sensors, got dual exhaust. And if you actually look inside, I think it actually is pretty small. It's just the muffler, the tip of it makes it look big.
It looks massive from the outside.
It looks massive from the outside. And we'll turn it on soon and you can hear it at the rev. And you guys can actually hear how it sounds. Alright, now when you're buying one of these cars, guys, you have to really understand what it is. It's just a budget particularly budget performance car. Something sporty you can drive. So yeah, if you're expecting something that's going to be pretty practical, rest assured it probably isn't. Let's look at the boot space, for example. Being the BRZ, you do have the full-size spare wheel, and they've got the Michelin Pilot Sport wheels, tires on them too. But very handy. And in fact, funny enough, this is how they come from factory. There's a huge hole in here, and you can actually additionally, for an additional price, get a little cover that covers this.
For additional.
Yeah, so it's funny enough, it's not included. Your jack stands and everything here. It looks like they've just literally just cut it out.
Around the tyre.
Yeah, literally around the tyre and stuck one in.
And then, hey, there's your rim.
There's your rim, by the way. But you know what? You can't complain. How many cars nowadays, especially small cars, come with a full-size spare wheel?
Can you get in the boot, Paulo?
I'm definitely not doing that, mate. Now, this has been the Coupe S. Let's get into it. We've got the nice suede Alcantara trim, leather here as well, and of course the Coupe S seats, which is leather on the sides and then suede and perforated suede in the middle.
So what you're trying to say, in the actual model below the standard, you won't get the seats and the heated seats?
You won't get these seats, and you won't get the heated seats either. So that's
right.
basically the only difference between a normal BRZ and that.
All right, well there you go, guys. Now, leather steering wheel, and it's got the red stitching all around.
Yep, the controls on the right and left.
So we got all your source, volume, and everything standard there
Paddle
for you.
shifters you got over here.
I like how they've actually changed them to the, all black.
Yeah, they're cool. They're sleek.
Yeah, it makes them look sleek. Now the dash. Let's speak about the dash itself.
What do you see there? What logo does that represent there? It's the 86, isn't it?
Wow. There you go, guys. Evidence.
That
the
digital
same car.
dash, pretty cool. And what we'll do, look, I'll show you where we put into sports. It actually changes a bit. And if you put into track mode, which does that, rev it a bit. That's pretty cool.
Wow. Oh, a lot of sound.
A lot of sound, but no go apparently. No, we're going to test that out soon. But yeah, digital display, and there's a few little gizmos there where I would touch base soon when the test drive. Now, what can you tell us about this display? It's very Toyota-like, isn't it?
It is. The whole square shape.
Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, wired.
So it's standard itself. Inbuilt navigation, apps, standard. To be overall, like it feels like you're sitting in the cockpit of an aeroplane.
Yeah, it does.
I feel like I'm about to take off. Here. And that's all your aircon. Like it feels like I'm in a cockpit. I'm just switching switches right here now.
Now this is an automatic. Now I'd probably pick a manual over the auto, but I think I've driven it a bit. I like it. I think it still drives nice.
Hey, city driving, it's going to be more comfortable in your automatic.
Now,
eyesight technology. So we've got.
Let's talk about this for a second. Now you don't get this in the manual. You only get it in the auto. So at the moment, at least. So autonomous braking, and it does have a rear automatic braking too.
It's a must.
There's sensors at the back, but adaptive cruise control and all that, that's integrated with these cameras, guys. Now you don't get that in the manual. But yeah, a few little buttons here for the sports mode and snow and track.
If you want to have some fun on the track.
You want to have a bit of fun.
I love how they've kept the actual dials as well.
Yeah, I like the feel of them.
Yeah.
You know what, there's just something about having physical buttons now. Everything's just very digital.
And the engine starts there.
Engine starts there on the left. So usually, I don't know if you know this, guys, Subarus have the start button on the right. Toyotas usually have them on the left. So what they've done, the interior looks very Toyota-y. Yeah. Now, I don't see much Subaru here. Even the controls, the only album, apart from that album there, everything's very Toyota.
They've changed a lot, to be honest with you.
And I like how the dash is flat. You could probably put something there and it'll just never fly off.
And you can actually place things. Oh, boot release is here as well.
Yeah, boot release. Back seats almost non-existent, but they're probably more of a bag holder of anything.
You know, it'd be good if it had wireless charging.
Yeah, well, it's got your 12-volt power. Oh, not even there, actually, sorry.
And it's gonna...
Where's the power outlet?
AUX cable still.
AUX and 2 USBs, and there's 2 cup holders that close up.
That's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, I like how that.
I rate that.
But yeah.
Functional cup holders too, wow.
Now, what do you think? Should we take it for a spin or what?
I think we should. Let's go, Paulo. Paulo, what are you doing?
Just enjoying the BRZ. Now, basically what this car is known for is to handle amazingly and be notoriously easy to take sideways. Being the automatic, I can imagine this might be a bit harder. Can't exactly drop the clutch. But we're not going to be doing anything like that here. We're just going to take it for a drive and see how it feels. Quick thing to note is these cars are budget vehicles. They're made for a certain budget. They're not made to compete with our Subarus. They're not made to compete with your, you know, your turbo cars. They're not meant to compete with the high-end performance vehicles, but kind of give you something of value that you can drive around and feel comfortable in to a certain degree, and, you know, enjoy the sporty feel of a vehicle at a lower price. These in Australia start at about 43, 44k drive away, and you get for an extra $1,200 you get the upgraded seats that we were talking about. It's a rear-wheel drive, non-turbo 2.4 litre, and you know, I think that speaks for itself. A lot of people, when they jump in this car, they're expecting, because it's a sports car, to just be ridiculously powerful, but that's not what this car is. That's not what it is. It's just a well-balanced, overall, very well-rounded vehicle. And I think the most fun to have in this car is probably off-road and on track. That's probably where the most fun is. But let's hear how it sounds like. Ready for this, Fads?
Go, give it.
You ready?
Guys, it's not even moving.
You know what? It's not bad.
Look at that G-force.
On that note, Fads, there's actually this nice display on the left side of the dash here. It shows you stuff like G-force. Shows you even have a little lap timer where you can actually time yourself, and it's got all these cool little gizmos that are made for the track, which is very cool. Another thing to mention, this one does have the eyesight, which gives you the automatic braking, actually doesn't give you lane keep, but the automatic braking and adaptive cruise control. Steering's very firm, like it's hard to explain, but very direct, guys. Like it's insanely accurate. Like any bit of movement, it translates straight to the road. But I couldn't see myself having this car for too long, but it's definitely a car I could enjoy for a little while. Alright guys, thanks for watching.
Really appreciate it. If you guys can help us out, we're trying to hit what, 10,000?
10,000 subs is our next goal, guys. Please help us. Don't forget to like and share and subscribe. It helps us tremendously.
And we appreciate all the comments as well.
We love you all. We read everything, and looking forward to bringing you guys more content.
Alright, see you guys.
Anyway, let me get out of here. Well, you need the key, do you? Oh, shit.